There are two major fields in teaching in China. If you don't hold an education degree, then you can go on and add on a TEFL or CELTA, English qualifications to be able to teach in the ESL field. If you do hold an education degree, then you could be a subject teacher in private schools, primary, secondary. Passport wise, for the main English speaking countries like English, American, Australian, New Zealand, and South Africa, and of course Canadian and Irish. Accommodations, normally they have a pretty good above standard accommodations because in China we mainly live in apartments. So for one teacher, you usually have one private apartment with 1 to 2 bedroom apartment, and mostly they're very modern. And you will have at least one bathroom and at least one spacious living room, and it would be pretty much modern and new and comfortable. Uh, I would have to say the Chinese students are very, very well behaved. And because if you work in a public school, there will be 100% Chinese students, and there's rarely, nearly zero, behavioral problems in the classrooms. As you know, the Chinese students really, really quiet and well behaved, but then they are very curious, and then they will be uh, and then there'll be lots of freedom for you to manage the classroom. It's very easy for you. If you work in the private schools, there will be obviously a multicultural background students from different nationalities and culture, and it never be a problem in the classroom management settings because of all of this international background in the classroom. Like I said before, you have two main fields of teaching in China. The first field is ESL field. So you would be teaching in a training center. So there would be centers in major cities, in the city centers. And then you also could be teaching ESL in public schools. And then there could be primary level, secondary level, and third level institutions. For example, you could be teaching general English to different age groups, and then you can have conversational, you have business English, you have oral English. And if you work in international private schools, then they could be offering IB or Alberta curriculums or a mixture of Chinese or British curriculums. Then that type of schools would be Monday to Friday in the daytime. So they won't require to be working during the weekends. But I have to say that if you are working in a high pay ESL English training centers, you're probably more than likely to be asked to work in the evening time or during the weekend. But all the pays would be more than what you expect if you work overtime or during the weekend. Oh, that's no problem at all. As I mentioned before, China, it is a country with majority of people only speaking Chinese and their dialects, different languages. But mostly, a lot of people they can speak English, especially when you work as a foreign aspect teaching English or as a subject teacher. There always be a TA in your position and helping you in the classroom. There always be somebody, a principal or somebody or the HRs. They always will help you to get to know schools and students and your lives and things. So there's never been a problem um, if you don't speak a word of Chinese. It usually is a standard package. As you know, you can have your flight to China. Most of schools provide you a round trip ticket by the end of the term, when you finish a contract, they will pay you or subsidize you towards your flights back home. And then your insurance, and then your accommodations. If they don't pay for your accommodations, they mostly will have free accommodation for you. If they do pay you like accommodation allowances, they always will try to pay towards your rent. Or sometimes the schools will give you a package of no accommodation provided, but they will give you extra pay in your salary to make sure your rents will be covered. And then, so there's another thing is pay holidays. Some schools will pay full holiday pays for your Chinese New Year, for Christmas, for New Year, full pay holidays. But some schools will pay you 75% of your salary. Some schools pay 50%. It really depends on different schools. And visa, obviously, schools pay for the visa, and they will help you with all the visa application.